Hi, in this brief tutorial I will show you how you can simply color grade your videos in few minutes. What is color grading? Means how you help the colors in your video to look a bit better appreciated. And why do we want to have this? We might want to have a cinematic look, we might want to have an emotional look, we might want to have an horror look. It depends on the kind of project that you're working on that determines the kind of grading that you do for your video. However, we won't go into those deep stuffs. There are also different kind of color grade style for each of these modes, but simply I will just show you how you can color grade your video. I mean, simple video or normal video, and of course something that will just give you a better look, enhance whatever project that you are working on, and we'll try to achieve this in 5 or 6 minutes. So let's get going. Let me assume you've already set up your project and this is the video which I still have in here. So for you to work on this, just come into your project panel here, right click on in here and go to your new item, get into the adjustment layer. This pops up showing you the width and the height of your footage. Then you can just click OK. However, you can also right click on this and go to rename to rename it as general grading layer. Then I can just click and drag and put this on my timeline. If you notice, nothing happens. So we come in here to under effects, and of course you can, okay, let me just show. Let's go through video effects, and under video effects you come under color correction, and you look for your lumetri color. Then you drag your lumetri color, drag it on the general grading layer or whatever name you label it as. That is 1. 2, you can decide to pass through window. I'm showing you an alternative method of you getting to your lumetri color. You can go through your window and just look for lumetri color, and of course click on lumetri color to activate it. Then it can always come up. If you decide to change your workspace panel to color, then just come to this top here, click on color. It adjusts your panel to you having better view of your color panel. So which means under here we have your basic color, which is what we are actually going to be working on. So let me bring this temperature down to -100. Basically what has happened, my footage is looking bluish. If I move to the right, you can see the effects. If you actually want to reset this, then just double click on this and it's actually reset it to 0.0, which is the default. I don't think we tamper with the color for now, so let's just get into exposure. I think I will appreciate a little bit of exposure. Alright, then contrast, I'll appreciate a little bit of contrast. Highlight, of course I will want more highlight. Highlight means what is white comes up better. Then shadow, I think I will prefer to have a bit drop of shadow. Then white, we can play with this till we get something that looks a bit better for us. Then blacks, I think I might want to drop my black a little bit. Yes, so if this looks like what is better for you, then fine. You can always also get more functions. For instance, inside your creative, if you decide to sharpen your video more, you can increase this. It's better your video is sharper. Then vibrance, you can also have it a little bit of vibrance. If you check our saturation for this video, it's actually shot flat, so you might want to affect this. Then this is our RGB curve. So if you click in here, you drag it down a little bit, then you come towards this up here, you push it up. The down one is actually for the color, while the up one is actually for the highlight. So I create it looking more a bit like an S valued shape, and of course you can always work with this or tweak this till you get what you want or what is preferred for your kind of video. However, to check what you have done or the effect of what you have done in terms of color grading, you can easily come to this basic color corrector and just mute this button, and of course you can see the difference. So you can also come to this V2, which is the toggle track outputs, and you can just decide to go blind. You'll see the difference and you can decide to come up. So this is the one which I have actually rendered, and of course you can see the difference in here. This is flat and this is restored. So this is how you can use lumetri color to actually color grade your video. However, I made mention of something the other time, that it's quick. You can just place this layer on top of your video and use. If you however shoot with multiple camera which has different settings, which means the footage from each of those camera on your track varies in terms of color temperature, then you might definitely need to treat them separately, which means if you have another footage like I have in here, if you check what I have in here, I have this adjustment layer as a different color grade with different settings compared to the one that I have in here. That is why each time I click on this adjustment layer, you can see the settings here. I have my shadow in here as less as -100, that is for this, but for her here I have my shadow even higher. Also, something you want to remember to do is for you to check the resolution of your video. Most time, if you are working, your resolution might be at 1/4, which means your system will be able to run preview your video early, but you might not have the true sense quality of your video. So I encourage that if you want to color grade, always make sure you are on full, which means you are seeing what it is like. Another thing that can help you is you using a monitor that has retina display like I use here. It's a Mac system, or use a monitor that has a good color interpretation. So once you are done with that, then you can just mark your in and out. You can just render your video. Alright, that is it, and that is how to color grade your video with lumetri color. There are other stuffs which are a bit secondary and deeper. I won't touch that because this is just for academic purpose.